guys, it's time for Breakthrough with Coach Lou. Coming to you live from Accelerate Life University, XLR8Life.com. Coach Lou will help you break through anything that's stopping you. Are you ready to get the motivation, the energy, the life, and all the success you really want and deserve? With no further ado, here's Coach Lou.
Hello, guys. Welcome back and welcome to Breakthrough with Lou. Happy Monday morning, guys. And check it out. We're going to continue our series on stand for something or fall for anything. This whole week, we're going to talk about that on the different shows. So we got today on Breakthrough with Lou, Monday morning edition. We have tomorrow night on Breakthrough with Lou. We have our Healthy and Wealthy. And then we're going to talk about standing for what you stand for in your businesses or what you fall for on Small Biz Talk with Coach Lou on Thursday morning. And then Coach Lou After Dark Thursday night. We will be rocking it with the call-in show. So make sure you tune in to everything this week, guys. Catch all the replays. You can always connect with me at CoachLew.com. That's coach-lew.com. And always make sure to go to just plain old lew.live, and that'll get you to all the shows and the directories, everything you need to do. And so let's get started. Last week we started to talk about this a little bit. This week we're going to really delve in a little bit more. What do you fall for in this world? It's fall, so why not talk about fall? And what do you stand for? And you might go, well, there's tough times. There's this, there's tough economics, there's tough political, there's all this stuff and that. And we can come up with 100 different reasons why we'll fall for something. And then we can come up with maybe a handful of reasons for what we stand and believe in. And that's where you need to make the difference for who? Not me, not for you, not for everybody else, but for yourself. What do you stand for? Just stop for a second and ask yourself that. Hey, fill in your name. What do I stand for? Put it in the chats. Let's see. What do you stand for? If somebody just walked up to you randomly on the street and said, I'm going to give you $1,000, but you got to tell me what you stand for, I bet you would quickly come up with something to stand for. But if you're in a group of people and it's maybe a diverse group or you don't know everybody's backgrounds or you don't know everybody's lifestyles or you don't know everybody's religion there or you don't know everybody's politics there, and somebody goes, what do you stand for? And you go, world peace. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Hey, a peaceful world would be great, right? But my question for you is on that, is the question, is that really your answer? Is that your answer? What if your creator came here and said, hey, you, what do you stand for? I think you might have a different answer. If your spouse asks you, what do you stand for? You better come up with an answer they like. But the problem is this is exactly what I just said. Come up with an answer they like. Did you catch me on that? Did you catch the fact that I caught you? And you go, yeah, coach. If my wife asks me what I stand for, it's for marriage and this, that, and the other. If my buddies ask me what I stand for, it's for being single and plain. You see what I'm saying? Again, you're not taking a stand for anything. And we're not talking about running around with a megaphone, taking a stand for one side or the other on politics, or taking a stand for, standing on a box and preaching downtown. And there's nothing wrong with either or, if you're standing for what you believe in your heart and soul, okay? But my point to it is the stand word is also part of another word called standards. Oh, we're going to play on the words today, Coach. Yes, we are. Standing for XYZ is because you have a standard. What a concept. A high standard, you stand high, you stand strong, you stand with resolve to what you believe in. Low standards, you're meek, depending on who's around is going to depend on, I don't want to raise waves. Okay, well, you're going to raise some waves if you have a standard, okay? Not saying be nasty. I'm not saying be one-sided, hard-headed all the time. But what I am saying is make sure that you know what you stand for if you're a particular religion, okay? I wear my cross flat out on the outside of my shirt. Not going to worry if I offend somebody, but you know what? If you wear a different religious symbol around your necklace, you're not offending me either. Okay, because as an American, I go, freedom of religion. What a beautiful thing. As anybody in this world should have freedom of speech. Okay, our country tended to be a lot more upholding to a constitution. Guys, without our constitution, if we stop upholding to our constitution, we're done. We're socialist. We are no longer the United States of America, the free world. Now, with that said, with freedom comes responsibility. Okay. Responsibility is important. Okay. With freedom, okay, I have freedom to do what I want, so I'm going to go like do bad things. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your freedom and your right is as great as anybody's. If you want to go, hey, you know what? I have free speech, and I do, and I'm pretty blatant about that. You also got to let the next guy or gal have free speech too. Well, I have free speech. I like this particular incumbent. Oh, I don't want to hear about yours. Okay. Now, what I do encourage, I'm going to say one thing that's very political when it comes to the way you vote this year. Don't vote on not liking somebody's attitude or, what they look like or anything else. Vote on saving our country from the disaster we're in the middle of. I'm not going to tell you which way to vote, but ask yourself, write it down on each candidate, no matter which side you are. Now, some people go, I'm blue, I'm going to vote all blue. Or I'm red, I'm going to vote all red. Write down the candidate you're putting out, put a line down the middle and go, what is good? What will they bring to the table? What will be good? What would happen bad if they're elected? As a nation, not for you personally, just, this is a whole nation thing, guys. You personally might go, well, I don't like that, or I don't like this attitude, or I don't like that. But really, as a nation, who do we need in our leadership in all of it? That's who you need to pick. Okay. So that's a simple way to do it without going and getting into kumbaya land of, we're zombies following blindly. Do your homework, guys. That's what being free is all about. Okay, you don't have to agree with me. We all know where I lean or, who I support and who I don't. And, I support keeping freedom above any name of any candidate or anything else, keeping it free for you to be able to use your mouth and not have any venues go, we can't say that because that's we're going to fact check you because we don't like it because you're speaking of the opposite side of what we believe. That is not a fact check. A fact check should be, okay, if you do 10 sit-ups a day, you're going to have, iron abs in 32 hours. Okay, that's BS. Or if you drink motor oil, you're going to, have better love life. Okay, that if somebody drinks motor oil, they're going to poison themselves. Okay, you don't want that person preaching, go drink motor oil. Okay, that only makes sense. So you would think that makes common sense. But when somebody shares with an audience that they healed themselves from a lethal disease in an alternative fashion, oh, you can't say that because doesn't we go with the who the owl. That's eliminating free speech. Okay. And those are the points and I don't want to get on that. What I want to know is what you stand for. And do you stand for it? Or do you cower because you go, well, I believe this, but it's not going to be popular. Okay. Well, was Martin Luther King popular initially? Yes, he got there. But if he had stayed in a corner and shut up and didn't say anything, he wouldn't have been so powerful. Okay. And lots of other people who, if they had stayed in a corner and shut up somewhere because their opinion might not be popular at the time, a lot of great people would have never come to you. What about the greatness within you? Oh, what? I have greatness within you? Of course you do. Okay. What about it? Where is it? Where does it stand? Oh, it stands in your standards. What is your standard for life? What is your standard for your relationships? What's your standard for your business or your career? What is your standard for your conduct? What is your standard for your religion or your spirituality? What is your real standard? Okay? What do you believe in? And do you want to remain free to believe it? That would be something that you really need to look at whenever you do anything in life. What do I have right now that I take for granted? Because I have a standard. I thought of that today. I was driving, had to run over to the office for a few minutes, and it's raining, and I'm in my truck. Hey, you know what? I work hard for that truck, and I enjoy it, but it costs money. And I saw a guy walking, looking really angry. He's walking in the rain, and I thought, you know what? My standard is my truck. His standard is not to have my truck. Now, I'm not encouraging him to come find my truck and steal it. Granted, it looks like he lives in my neighborhood, but he looked mad that he was in the rain, and he looked like the type of person that would easily blame somebody else for his situation. Okay, maybe he's at a DUI and can't drive. Maybe he can't afford a car. I don't know. But he looked angry because he had to walk in the rain. And I thought, my God, I'm lucky. I had to go somewhere. I jumped in my truck and went. And it was a moment of appreciation. Even though it's my standard to make sure I have a nice vehicle to drive, it was still, I was like, ooh, my standards are probably different from this person. I don't know his situation, but my standard is not to be stuck having to walk everywhere in the rain. Okay. And I thought again, and it wasn't a judgmental thing. I was like, what would it take to get that individual to go, my new standard is to have at least a vehicle to drive? What would it take? Number one, you'd probably have to drop the angry look and drop the victimology of because that cop pulled me over, I don't have a driver's license. No, it's not because the cop pulled you over. It is because you drank and drove. It could have been worse. You could have killed somebody's child. I don't know if this is this guy's situation, but I'm just using that as an example of how my standard that I didn't even think twice about. I didn't think get in my truck and go, wow, I'm so damn blessed to be able to drive to the office in my truck, until I saw this gentleman. And my prayer for him is that he finds his standard and gets there and goes, I've had enough of walking in the rain. Okay. I've walked too. There were times in my life where I was on wheels. Yeah, I didn't have wheels, or my vehicle broke down and couldn't afford to fix it. I've been in that spot too. But my whole point is all of a sudden I had this great feeling of gratitude come over to me for something that I take for granted, and that's going out, putting the key in, hitting the button, and driving to work. Wow. Crazy stuff. Just mind-blowing when you realize what your standards are is what you're going to get. And you might say, well, Coach, I got a jet plane standard. I want a jet. No, I don't have one. Obviously, you don't make it a standard enough to have one, because you know what? Somebody has a jet. Somebody just like you. 4 hands, 4 feet, or 2 hands, 2 feet. Hopefully, God willing. And if not, there are people that have jets that have no hands and no feet. I personally have met one. I think y'all know who I'm talking about. So what is your standard versus your excuse? This is deep. This is stuff you need to dig into for you. I'm not coming to you. If you're squirming in your seat right now, it's good. I'm not coming to make you uncomfortable and go, ooh, let me knock at somebody and hurt their feelings. No. I am coming to go, step up. What's your next call? What's your next level? What is your standard? And you might go, well, I want better, but I don't have it, or I can't get there, because you haven't set it as a standard. Now you might go, oh, that sounds woo-woo, like that, secret stuff. Envision my airplane and it's gonna come. Bullshit. Okay. All due respect, Rhonda. Your book was great, but you got to take your action. Okay. If you never envision that airplane and you never make it a standard, you're never going to have it. I guarantee you that, no matter how good you are at what you do with that. And if you don't say, this is my standard and this is what I want. Now, just because you envision it and make it a standard doesn't make it's going to happen either. Okay. You got to do the work. You got to put in the effort. And you might go, yeah, I did, coach. And then the economy changed and wiped out my real estate holdings. And I could have bought a jet then, but I can't now. What about later? What's the next plan? Okay. And I would rather get really friggin' close to a goal than never even have the goal in the first place. And I have an argument with a friend of mine on this all the time. She says, well, it's better to set a realistic goal and crush it because you feel really good than it is to set an unrealistic goal and come really close. And, you know, and I love her to death. She's cool, really dear friend. And I'm like, I love this banter. And I love, you know, she's a very successful business person. And I love to have these discussions. And I'm like, well, I can see where that serves her because she is very successful. And she's always happy that she's crushing the next goal. And I thought, so I'm not right or wrong, nor is she. We just had the same argument. But I do want to quantify this concept. If she's watching this, I'm going to catch hell. If your goal is to make $10,000 and you make 20, you've won, you've crushed it, right? Man, you doubled your goal. Okay, so you got 20 grand at the end of the year. Cool. If your goal is to make $1 million and you make 900, oh, you lost. You should feel like crap. You didn't hit your goal. See, you shouldn't have set that goal so lofty. Hold on. I got $900,000. You got 20. I got 900. You doubled your goal. You got 20. I missed my goal. I got 900. Which one of those you want to be? And I don't know which one you want to be. That's the thing. That's the joy of this. Personally, I think I'll be the one that falls short of a very lofty goal and has a whole lot more at the end of it and a whole lot more experience and growth is really what it's all about. Because if you ever hit a goal and gone, is that it? Is that all there is? Okay, you don't want that. You want fulfillment. Success without fulfillment is not really success. It's failure because you're not fulfilled. Okay. So a failure with a lot of growth and a lot of fulfillment in the process certainly could be termed a success. But we've had that argument and that discussion, that difference of opinion. And one serves her better and one serves me better. But my point to it is I just got to really ask and just say, at the end of the day, I got 900 grand, you got 20. I don't know. Who wins? Send some votes in the chat, guys. You tell me. And you know who wins? Is the one who's happier in the long run. That's the God's honest truth there. All right, so tune in the rest of the shows this week, guys. Hopefully it's been an absolutely amazing start to the week for you. God bless y'all. Live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams, and I mean your dreams. Go for what it is that energizes you. Get those standards up there. Get what you're after. Have an absolutely amazing day.
Ready to take it to the next level? Tune in to XLR8Life.com for our live shows, encore presentations, life-changing courses, and live coaching with Coach Lou himself. As Coach Lou always says, live with faith, energy, love, passion, and always live your dreams.